Well, on the technical side, I'm seeing a lot of prototyping and testing going on, which is really exciting. There's more solutions coming to market faster. You can look through them more quickly, and AI is allowing us to scale things up really fast. So it's more of a learning opportunity for different brands.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Data Cloud Now. I'm currently in New York City at Advertising Week, where I'm now delighted to be joined by Tylynn Pettrey, SVP AI in Analytics at Chalice AI, along with Patrick Albano, VP Global Business Development at The Trade Desk. Such a pleasure sitting down with both of you. Really looking forward to this conversation.
Great to be here.
Excited to be here too.
Tylynn, to start with, your platform is known for providing full transparency in advertising. How does Chalice AI's approach to delivering real-world outcomes and full transparency best position your clients for long-term success?
I'd like to focus the conversation here on modularity. We've always built our tech with portability and modularity in line, and that does a couple things. If you're bundling client data together, you can only be so transparent because the advertisers can't see other clients' data. There's limitations there. If you build your tech in such a way that it comes to a customer's data and that's all it's accessing, there's nothing that we can't share aside from the code. We also like to think about this as the tech coming to you, so there's not data transfer concerns. The more portable the code is and the more the advertiser has control over the algorithm, the more everybody's comfortable sharing. Another key point here about outcomes. The advertiser should be in the driver's seat here. We don't want a bunch of data scientists who are completely removed from the brand and their KPIs running the show. I like to think we do a pretty good job developing the models, but there's just little nuances that we miss. Our goal is to bring portable AI to the user so that the people who know the brand best can configure the models and really fine-tune them to make sure they're set up for success.
Very well said. Thank you for that. And Tylynn, you're in a unique position at the forefront of AI. What are some of the most powerful trends you're seeing as brands shift toward an AI-first approach to their marketing strategy?
Well, on the technical side, I'm seeing a lot of prototyping and testing going on, which is really exciting. There's more solutions coming to market faster. You can look through them more quickly, and AI is allowing us to scale things up really fast. So it's more of a learning opportunity for different brands. And I think a really interesting place to see this is the Snowflake native app marketplace. Once you can just download an app and test it, there's a lower barrier to entry. You don't have to call another company, work on a long proof of concept, and then try to see what happens 3 months later. It's all right there at your fingertips. It also makes it easier when the industry is less fragmented. Everything's coming to you in your cloud. So it's easier just to press play. And I think that's where I'm seeing the most exciting advances in AI. Just get stuff out there and test, and we can decide what to do with it from there.
Love that. Very much a win-win on both sides. And Patrick, the Trade Desk is an investor in Chalice and a key partner. How does the Trade Desk's open, interoperable platform in partnerships with companies like Chalice AI empower brands to move beyond basic reporting toward more data-driven strategic decision-making?
Yeah, I think if you're in any business right now, especially in a marketing or a customer-facing business, you should be taking in as much data as you possibly can. And whether you're using it today or preparing for the future, we think about it sometimes as data wealth in the same way that we'd want to collect money. You really need to be preparing for the future in the same way with your customer data. And the Trade Desk has always believed in a transparent and open internet where you can transfer data in and out of platform. And whether you're using it today or using it for the future, you have it. And partners like Chalice are using that data to the fullest extent that you possibly can, to whether it be to segment customers, to do auto optimizations. But probably the most important way is being able to measure and optimize to real world outcomes.
Wonderful to hear. Thank you, Patrick. In Tylynn, let's talk about the tech powering that shift. How does the AI Data Cloud enable you to develop and deploy your AI insights and audience modeling capabilities directly on your customers' data?
I think there's a couple different things. One is data is difficult to transfer. There's always a risk involved when you have data going to another party. It leads to a lot of legal and compliance issues. So the ability to actually run a model in the same ecosystem that the data lives in is extremely powerful and allows brands to do much more with their data. Also, it's really exciting seeing cloud compute support models as well. You don't have code living off in another system that you're trying to plug into somebody else's ecosystem. You can actually use the Snowflake's data endpoints like Cortex AI and make sure your tech is fully supported and plugged into all of this. And then finally, we're reducing latency. When everything's in the same platform, we're not pinging different servers, we're not moving a bunch of things around. It's all snappy and allows advertisers to work as quickly as possible to get to their solutions. I think another thing that's really interesting is working with partners like the Trade Desk. They have a really interesting advanced API. There's tons of capabilities, but a couple years ago, it was kind of hard to use unless you had a technical team supporting you. With solutions like Snowflake and the Trade Desk coming together in the marketplace, We can build all of the wrappers to let everybody who's a bit less technical or doesn't have an engineering team to plug into these APIs access all the benefits, like the first-party data endpoint at the trade desk for user scoring. That's what we're focusing on with AI insights and audiences. We want to make sure that advertisers can use AI insights on their data to understand what's going on, who's in my lookalike audience. But then we also want them to be able to deploy it seamlessly with the trade desk and iterate. And this is all coming together in the AI cloud at the moment. So it's pretty cool to see.
Well said, Tylynn. And Patrick, what does this partnership look like in practice? And how do the trade desk and Chalice together help marketers build trust while driving measurable, transparent outcomes across their campaigns?
Yeah, it's interesting to break down those two ideas, trust and measurement. And I think a lot of companies, it's been popular over the past 10 or 20 years to trust walled gardens or closed platforms and just basically outsource both your data and your algorithms to other partners. But right now, it's really important to actually trust in the transparency and owning your own future and owning your own data assets. And so when we think about trust, it's about transparent access to data and the ability to use it in unique ways. When we think about the applications for measurement, I mean, the entire world of marketing is moving towards the true sales-based outcome business metrics. And so you can only do that in a world where you're actually accessing and using the data in a trusted way.
Well, it's been such a pleasure sitting down with both of you. As you both look ahead, what's next for the Chalice and Trade Desk partnership? Tylynn, let's start with you.
I think what's next is taking more advantage of these APIs and making the solutions more seamless. The Chalice team has gotten very familiar with all of this, but it's always been these one-off solutions where we have a partnership with the client and we want to test. We want to scale this up and take advantage of not just the user scoring APIs, but other APIs and other technology that the trade desk is working on, like audio. That could be a really interesting next step. Can we make sure that the AI audience that we're running for online video and display translate over to audio so we can power the same type of tech in a different medium?
Great to hear. And Patrick, from your perspective, what excites you most about how openness, interoperability, and innovation are shaping the future of advertising?
I'm a former CMO, and the most important relationship I had in that role was with our CFO, because I was able to talk to him about how do we actually truly drive the business outcomes and business measurement. And so we see 100% of the market moving towards this true form of advanced targeting, advanced optimization, and measurement. And so I think what's next for the partnership is just to continue to scale that in really unique ways across many brands.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next. Thank you so much for joining me here at Advertising Week in New York City. And for the audience watching, I'm Ryan Green with EdCloud Now. We'll see you soon.